We are Susie, Martin, Julian, and Leo, a family of 4 from Seattle, and this is our first big international trip together.
Most people would not even consider doing something like this with a 9-month-old and an almost 4-year-old.
In this episode, we're diving into our Tokyo adventure with visits to some of the city's most iconic neighborhoods, like Shibuya, Harajuku, and Shinjuku. But it's not all tourist hotspots. We're also on the lookout for hidden gems and kid-friendly spots that make Tokyo special for families. But before all of that, we're wrapping up our time near Mount Fuji, where we left off in the last video.
Yeah, we're in the parking lot.
Well, this is our last morning here in the Mount Fuji area, and it is 8:11, and we are seeking food and coffee, and it turns out to be rather hard to find in this area at this hour. Our hostel has food at 8:30, and the rest of the cafes around here open at 9:30. Konbini is supposed to be open, we think, but the door was closed and locked.
The door was stuck.
We just didn't know how the door worked.
No, you
We're
tried
gonna
it
go.
with your hands.
All right.
Bulgaria.
Oh, fancy. Back at the hostel, we set up our on-the-go baby seat, which turned out to be indispensable in Japan because many places did not have baby chairs. I also tried the hostel's recommendation of oguro toast, or toast with sweet red bean paste and butter. I grew up eating sweet red bean paste, so I absolutely loved it. And to my surprise, Julian did too. Like Japanese toast. Yay. Alright, we're departing this hostel. It was actually a good stay here. Very nice.
Hostel was good, the location was good, beautiful, right against the lake.
It was a good ride on the plane.
Yeah, and the plane.
We made it over here.
We did.
Plane. And then we landed.
And now we're going back to Tokyo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we gotta make a big journey. We'll explain as we're going, but right now we're going to catch the sightseeing bus again due to no other options. We have half an hour, which is really like around the corner, and then
We're going to catch a train.
yeah, eventually yes. So first we catch the sightseeing bus, then we catch the express bus, then we catch a train to the apartment in Tokyo, and possibly in between shuttle bus. So
Alright.
it's a mission.
Please fast up IC card. その他の方は整理券をお取りください。
First mission accomplished. We got on the bus. First bus video.
This gives us enough time to do what we need to do because it's actually hard to get out of here. We're on the opposite end of the lake.
It's actually good that we're on the far end of this bus route because the bus was pretty full when it came here. People emptied out, and then it's at least half full now just from that one stop alone with everybody and their luggage.
We're on the bus.
That's right. It was a 30-minute bus ride that went pretty smoothly. No traffic. The bus is packed. In the end, we arrived back at the main bus terminal, which was busier than ever. I'm having a hard time a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Waiting.
Yeah, there's a lot of waiting when we travel.
Yeah.
You're doing well though, okay, Juju? I know we woke you up from your nap. So we're waiting for our next bus, so we stopped by the Kawaguchi Creamery and got some mountain honey pure milk ice cream. I love that. It's very light, it's not very heavy, and it's really not that sweet.
Mine is going fastest.
Yeah, really.
Mine's going slowest.
Alright, fruit is our best friend when traveling with children. Looks like here they have some local Yamanashi Ichigo, or strawberries. The bus has been a little late, and the boys' patience is definitely being tested. But we think the bus is finally here. Bit of a mad rush, but we made it.
Bus was late after all that. What if we'll catch it on time? We're here like an hour and a half early. A lot of whining transpired.
Once we were on board, it was a nearly 2-hour bus ride back to Tokyo, and it flew by rather quickly. When we finally got to the bus station in Tokyo, it was time to tackle the train system again with a stroller. That meant finding elevators, which are difficult to find in most stations.
We're here.
Yeah, we're there.
And where's the elevator?
I don't know. Google Maps actually has a wheelchair accessible option that helps, but there was one big issue. Even though we had an international data plan through T-Mobile, our phones barely had any data in Japan, and loading a single map was painfully slow. In retrospect, I realized we should have had an eSIM, which leads us to the sponsor of this video. Airalo is an app that lets you buy eSIMs for over 200 countries and regions, all from your phone. There's no more scrambling for local SIM cards, no more crazy roaming fees, and no more wasteful physical SIM cards. Instead, I just open the Airalo app, pick the country that I'm going to, buy a data plan that fits my trip, and activate the eSIM once I arrive at my destination. And then I'm instantly connected to the internet. So we just got to Canada. We crossed over the border from Seattle, and I downloaded Airalo like immediately after. And just in the few hours that we've been here, I've found it to be so helpful. Google Maps has been loading so fast, like so much faster than not having the eSIM. And I really, really wish now that I'd known about this in Japan, because this would have been so helpful for just downloading maps, for using translation apps. So if you're interested in trying out Airalo for yourself, you can use my code below to get $3 off of your first eSIM. Thanks so much to Airalo for sponsoring this video. Now let's head back to Tokyo.
We just came down the mountain into Tokyo and it's 83 degrees in April.
At least we're kind of indoors. But yes, we're finding the elevators, which is important right now, because we have a lot of baggage. Let's see. Yeah, you're carrying your backpack the whole time. So proud of you.
This is the biggest station in the world again. Shinjuku, it's a maze basically, unless you live here and use it every day. Big time tunnel system going around, and very hard to find your perfect hole in it. You know, right now our station is on the other side, and when you're on the other side of the station, that means there's infinite amount of tracks between you and where you have to catch the train. So you have to find which tunnel you have to get into to emerge at the place that you need to be.
How you doing, Gigi?
Good.
Yeah?
I ate my popsicle ready.
You had your popsicle and you had a lollipop?
Two chocolate croissants.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see the evidence on your face. This is a travel day. Travel days are rough days, so
I like that.
sometimes we need some treats. Huh?
This is on the ground. I like me because I'm just daddy's boy. How you doing? Good. And this is why we are underground. I know it because I'm daddy's and mommy's boy because I am. And Leo is my brother. Leo. What? Huh. Oh. Underground. Underground.
You ready, babers? Yeah? Let's go. It's hot. It was a little stressful on that train because it was so packed and it wasn't even rush hour yet. But we're close to the end. At last, we made it to our apartment. Yeah.
It's better.
I don't know if I have enough space.
This
This was the bedroom that all four of us slept in. It was a little tight. And this is the rest of the living area, where we spent most of our time.
It's more, for sure.
Hi, are you happy?
Neighbors.
Little babers. Look, babers, you have a chair.
Too good here.
So, first order of business now that we've arrived is to do a massive load of laundry. The washing machine is out here on the balcony. Okay, so 1, 2. Oh, watch out. You're moving that couch there.
The noises keep scaring me.
Yeah.
That's why I keep doing that because noises keep scaring me out there.
Noises? They're just cars.
It's hard to make me afraid.
How you doing, babers? You happy? Well, we made it, and we're settling in nicely. Everyone's happy to have a new home base for a longer period of time now.
Yeah, this is our longest block at one place, 8 days.
All right, we have settled in and we are out to explore on foot for a bit and also put the baby to sleep because he is cranky. He really needs it.
So we're in the Nakano City. They call it a ward around here. It really is like a district of Tokyo because Tokyo is so massive that its districts themselves are called cities. And we're in this one, which is sort of adjacent to Shinjuku, which is the main business area. And one thing I really love about Tokyo is that as soon as you get off the main street and into these smaller streets, it becomes so quiet, like you're in a village. It's amazing. And even though it's a city of 40 million people, there are no car traffic, just bicycles and people walking. Once in a while a car will come out and go very slowly. Nobody speeds around here.
Me too.
You gotta turn it the other way.
They're bicycles. I know bicycles because they're all my favorites. I didn't want to get a new one because that new one can make me scared.
Yes, you do need a new bicycle.
But I get a little scared.
So here's something to show you. Like, these are townhomes in Tokyo, which again is the biggest city in the world. And there's micro gardens all over. It looks pleasant. And yes, a lot of people live in very small apartments, but a whole lot of people live in these townhouses. They are expensive, but they exist. And some people do live a nice lifestyle here actually. Though when you go to a place like Macau, for example, let's go forward. If you go to a place like Macau, now it's straight up miserable there, because there everyone basically lives in a tiny apartment with a cage around it, infested by mold. While in Tokyo, it is Asia, it is humid, it is not so. You can see decent living accommodations around here.
Well, we were hoping he would nap on the bus, but nope. Instead he's napping now. He went right out. The stroller has been great so far, by the way. This Ergo Baby Metro Plus. We didn't even get the deluxe. You can get this deluxe version for a bit more, but this basic version has been great.
So we're here in this neighborhood in Tokyo where we found the neighborhood park for the children because our boy really needed to play. And I always say this, that my marker for whether a country has the good kind of society is whether there are children outside playing on their own at a young age, and the adults are not even here. Because that's how I grew up in the 90s in the Balkans, and it was safe. Parents would simply say, go out and enjoy yourself. And you have freedom and you're safe. But I wouldn't do that where we live in the USA. For a plethora of problems exist there that are simply let be loose. There's nobody solving them or anything like that. So things have gotten haywire in the US, but here in Japan you can still find that. There's a group of children over there playing baseball. The adults are not here. There's a school nearby. They go around these small streets. There are no cars to hit them, stuff like that. They're safe. And Japan is famous for letting the children go to school since they're like 5 years old. They take trains, they do whatever. And mostly probably they stick to their neighborhoods, but as they grow older and things get more complicated, they venture out further. Exactly how I grew up, but even where I'm from, this doesn't exist too much anymore. Mostly for the sake of now car traffic is too much, and basically they've developed in a way that is not friendly for children. While this here, even though it's the biggest city in the world, still serves the children properly, which is amazing.
On the other end of the spectrum, I'd say that there's a lot of older people who have been very active in the city, because you would think in a city you wouldn't want to be an elderly person walking around, but we've seen quite a few of them. And they're on the move. They're on the subways, they're riding bicycles, like they're keeping active. And a lot of them are working. We noticed that out by the lake as well. When you look at the people that are built on doing construction, fixing the roads, like they're older Japanese people. Like they haven't really imported that labor.
Cock-a-doodle-doo, cock-a-doodle-doo.
Cockatoo slippery, Juju.
Cock-a-doodle slippery, Mommy.
So look at the prices here. This is a decent sandwich with bread and some kind of katsu cutlet, whatever that is. The price is interesting though. 268 yen. It's 1 to 150 to the dollar. So this is under $2 is what you're seeing here for these sandwiches. In America they would be $5 to $10.
Alright, so formula, which is the main thing we were looking for, was a bust here, unfortunately. They said drugstore, pharmacy would have it, but we did find wipes, diapers, and fruit. This quest for formula and baby food is becoming exactly that, a quest. It's not been easy. Well, we found the formula. It ended up being at the drugstore. There was just a misunderstanding. Like, we were standing right in front of the formula and they were telling us, we don't have any, and I'm like, it's right there. So, but we did find it. The only thing remaining right now is the puree, the baby food. So while we're on this wild goose chase, we're finding these alleys. They're just full of people and full of businesses. Like, it would take you forever to actually eat at all of these restaurants that we're seeing. Alright, so the Store of Life had what we need. They have all kinds of formula and they have purees as well. So, and a little hack, found this out of the travel group, but there's this app called Peiki, and you can basically take any product and you just scan the barcode. It'll tell you, it'll translate like what the product is. There, that took a minute, but see, it says baby smoothie apple carrot. It gives you the description. Some of them also give you ingredients, but just really helpful if you're looking at a product and you don't know like what it is.
We're walking the alleys of Tokyo here, tight. Some bicycles, but mostly just foot traffic, but it's a lot. And we're looking for dinner now. Julian is riding, that's what really has been wanting. So we're looking for a place to eat. It will have to be completely random because there's so many. It's impossible to get an idea of what you'll be really getting. You just go by the pictures, I guess, and you don't even know. Oh, look at that, they're grilling fish right here, Juju. You see that? That looks like nice fish.
Alright. We ended up picking a gyoza spot where we enjoyed dumplings in small plates. And Julian ate an entire adult-sized meal of curry noodles. Well, we ordered some noodles with some meat sauce. It's kind of a sweet sauce, actually. And Julian just wiped it out and ate all of it. He was clearly very hungry. Wow, that was a delicious dinner. So good.
Do you know how much it cost?
$20?
2 beer, you know that 2 beer, it was $32.
32, yeah.
With 2 drinks, 4 or 5 appetizers and 1 meal. $32. In Seattle, it would be $100 easily.
Right, for all that food?
Yeah.
There we have 2 trains, Gordon and Tommy. No coach.
Slow coach. Who pulls the slow coach?
It's James.
It's James. 6 in the morning here in Tokyo. I went out with the baby because he wasn't sleeping. So this is how I'm spending my morning. I came to a shrine. You having fun exploring Tokyo at 6 a.m. instead of sleeping? Nice little path. Lots of birds I see down there. Eventually I'll reach a big park, which should be pretty well built up. The river opened up a bit and now it's greener and nicer, wider. I like this. People are jogging in the morning. It's a good spot I found. I checked the map. This is Suginami City that I'm in. At least here by the river it looks to me like the countryside. It's incredible. The baby's finally out. And there he is, being an angel now. I'm not sure if this was your impression of Tokyo. I'm finding stuff that is off the beaten path. And the truth is, the more I travel, the more I'm interested in simply just straying and looking for how people actually live. And sort of in my mind pretending that I live there, that I'm tasting the lifestyle. Instead of actually just going to look for the big stuff and just lining up and dealing with the crowding. And we do a fair share of that as well, but not entirely, and that's why I booked almost a month here, so that we have both. You know, we did go see Fuji in peak season, which actually exceeded my expectations how busy it was. But right now we have this 8-day period in Tokyo, where we don't really have sites on our agenda too much. You know, we want to see the Shibuya Crossing and the main part of Shinjuku, etc. That stuff has to be seen. But I'm not going to seek out the crowded places. Right now it's 7:30 in the morning and I'm walking the back streets and parks of Suginami City, which I'm gonna guess the average foreigner never sees. This is Shinjuku, the heart of Tokyo, the main business district and main train station. It's really, really busy. It's kind of a pain to navigate because of crowding and the train station exits are infinite numbers. But once you're here, it's really fun.
Godzilla son and Space Godzilla and Mega Godzilla and Fish and Godzilla. Those are what I need.
So before this trip, we educated Juju about Godzilla. He's seen many, many of the Japanese Godzilla films. And so, yeah, we need to find Godzilla for him. Oh, Juju, look right ahead. Look right ahead. Do you see it?
I see Godzilla.
Yeah. That's what
Big
we're looking
Godzilla.
for. We found it?
Yeah. He's one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's why we're here.
Okay.
Find you Godzilla.
Do you see it?
Yeah.
It's up there.
Yeah.
What is it, Juju?
Godzilla lives in the sea.
This is the city.
But he's out on the land now.
Yeah.
He's here right here.
Yeah.
We found you Godzilla. Are you excited?
I jumped around.
Yeah.
He came to see you.
No,
That's right, it's roaring.
So if you can't already tell, the main objective of coming to this part of Shinjuku was to find Godzilla. But we're walking around looking for more Godzilla. So we were wandering some of these side streets or alleys of Shinjuku. And it's definitely the dirtiest part of Japan or Tokyo that I've seen so far. Definitely feels like it's kind of a nightclubby area. Probably very busy at night. Found you something. Not far away, we found the Godzilla merch store of Shinjuku. This is one of several places where you can get all things Godzilla.
That's Godzilla.
Yeah, look at him. Look at him. Look at how big he is.
Juju, can you look at me? Juju. There's a big one.
In the case of Julian, that meant t-shirts and toys. That style is cool.
Yeah, like that.
This one here.
There's Godzilla.
Yeah. So we need to find which one you like, Juju. So Juju, I think we'll get you the Godzilla-san, and then we'll get you Mecha Godzilla.
And then this too.
But this one we can't get right now because we have so many.
Yeah, you may get two, okay?
We don't have enough room.
We'll try to get more when we get home, but right now we'll only get two. Alright, so we're here at a park that is very busy, and it actually had an admissions fee.
Shinjuku Gyoen, one of the main parks in town. There are more, but this one is very central and big and nice. So
Very popular, a lot of people here.
even with the admission, it's totally covered with people, so that makes sense why they charge.
Interestingly, you could use your transit card to get in, so that's kind
smart.
of nice actually, yeah, because it's faster and seamless that way. You don't have to stand in line to get a ticket. This enormous park is known for its blend of 3 distinct garden styles: Japanese, French, and English. It's also known for cherry blossoms. Well, okay, we saw a big crowd of people having picnic behind us, but in front of us, there's even more people. So apparently it's the season for that. And yes, we were noticing that the sakura here is pretty much over. Like, there's still some, but it is definitely past peak. So it is a good thing that we went to Mount Fuji to get our sakura fill, and also got Mount Fuji on top of that. Looks like up ahead we have another cafe here. I love how their cafes, like, they're just like floor-to-ceiling glass, so you can see outside. So they just look like really nice places to hang out. But yeah, there are so many people in this park. It is crazy. What's also cool is that, you know, they have your tourists here, they're obvious tourists, but there's also, I think, a lot of local people that are here as well. Like, most of these picnicking families, I think, actually live here. So it's a very busy park by, you know, not just by people visiting, but also people who live here. So But the hours are like 9 to 5. Like everything else, even the coffee shops and the grocery stores here, we thought they opened late in the town that we were in. But it turns out that's just a thing. Here in Japan, it seems like they like to open a little later. So just something to know if you're an early riser. A little hard to find coffee or food early in the morning. Now, one thing to note about this park is that it doesn't have a playground.
Hey, look at this.
What do you see?
This stuff.
But there are many paths for children to explore and a large open field that's designated as a kids area. Well, we found another part of this park that is just full of kids and families and they're just playing around. So we're letting Julian let loose. Julian and Leo, really, because Leo's here sitting in the grass. We've noticed that there's not a playground here for the kids, but here in this open field, just the kids are kind of entertaining themselves. A lot of them brought balls and bubbles, so they're just playing and just running around. Julian's just running in circles, so it's nice to let the kids let loose for a little bit. From Shinjuku Gyoen, it's about a 20-minute walk to another popular part of Tokyo, Harajuku. This is so not that calm park. It's total opposite of that park we were just in. This may be one of the biggest crowds that I've ever been in.
Yeah, so Harajuku, to my understanding, is kind of like a teenage culture place. But because of that, it's a famous culture. In the case of Japan, it draws a lot of tourists as well, and just altogether a lot of people. Mm-hmm. So it's always crowded like this crazy style. I think most crowded of all places. This one is 1976, it says.
Wow. Harajuku was full of shops, mostly catering to sweet treats. Everything looked so delicious, it was really hard to decide where to stop. But we finally settled on chocolate-covered strawberries. How was it?
Mine is like a strawberry cream crepe wrapped up.
Is it good? I'm sure you've heard of these animal cafes. We do have like cat cafes in Seattle, but I've not heard of a pig cafe until here. There's quite the line for it. I also saw someone holding a sign for a hedgehog cafe. It looks like that's a puppy cafe for Shiba Inus.
Very big torture for the baby. We're not giving him dessert until 2 years old, or carbs, even, like grains, no starches. So he's just looking with his mouth agape. But we gotta get it though.
Right?
The matcha banana ice cream.
That's what I was really after, was some kind of soft serve today. So pure matcha, and it's not at all sweet. It's actually perfect. And it's actually very light too. It's like soft serve. So Leo was down here, and I was like, I swear he's going after the picture of the banana because he actually recognizes it, and I think he is. He's trying to get the banana. If you have any idea what Wiggle Wiggle Zip is, apparently this is the flagship store where happiness is happening.
It looks nice.
Yeah. Curiosity got the best of us, so we stepped inside. And we ended up purchasing a few things for Julian.
We can even begin here in Japan.
Turns out there's also Instagram famous photo spots in here too.
This street is the craziest. It's called Meiji-dori. I think it's the main street pretty much. I mean, there are several, but this is one of them for sure. And crowds are like I don't know what to liken them. It's like Coachella.
But civilized.
Yes, more so, a lot more than Coachella,
Yes.
which is a freaking filthy cesspool. This is civilized, yes.
Meiji-dori connects many well-known parts of Tokyo, including the famous Shibuya Scramble crossing, which is our current target. But first, we stopped for a quick break to let the kids play. Want to let them cruise?
Yeah.
Are you my father?
No, I'm boy.
Are you my father? No.
That's my father.
That's your father.
Last.
They crash.
Yeah. Then they move backwards a little bit.
We're now approaching the Shibuya neighborhood, famous for the Scramble crossing, the busiest crossing in the world for foot traffic. It's where a lot of young people come hanging out, kind of college student age or a little older. But there's many other people, obviously, and tons of food, tons of everything. It's probably their favorite place to go out.
Here, let's do it.
The ward of Shibuya is probably best known for the Shibuya Crossing, the world's busiest pedestrian crossing. This intersection is famous for stopping all vehicles and allowing pedestrians to cross in all directions during each 80-second cycle, with as many as 3,000 people crossing at a time.
So I did Shibuya Crossing for the first time while wearing a baby and carrying a dirty diaper. I can't find a trash can. But hey, it'll be memorable, right?
Meanwhile, our other child probably won't remember anything about Shibuya Crossing. Besides the crossing, Shibuya is packed full of shops and restaurants. If we thought that Harajuku was crowded, Shibuya feels 10 times more packed with people.
Doing it Japanese style on the street, raw fish and beer, after the kids are done falling off their chairs.
These chairs, at first I thought they were so cute and really clever to, reuse these crates, but Julian took a little tumble off of it, and he's okay, but it was a little scary at first. So not exactly ideal for children. And then Leo, we tried to use our little baby seat on this thing, and it's too short, so we're having to
Here is the main course.
Yes.
I like how it's like a volcano erupting salmon egg.
This is our first sushi meal, or raw fish, really. It's not sushi.
I'm utterly enjoying despite juggling a baby in my lap, so things are good.
We got some ramen noodles for Juju. He loves the noodles, and right now he's eating the pork, or as we call it for him, ham. That is good.
I'll try to give him some fish.
I'm very interested.
In the fish?
You can try some fish.
Look at this 9-month-old. He turned nine months on this trip, gobbling down the tuna.
It's like a little raw in the middle, actually. It's like rare.
And
But
his
he's
brother-
going for it. He's
his
eating
brother
it.
too just.
Oh yeah. Are you eating it? Is it good? Yeah, it's good.
It's called tuna. Remember the friendly tuna in Pinocchio?
You're eating it.
Yeah, right.
We're rolling. We're going back. Whole dining area is now packed. So many people here. I'm glad we sat down to eat when we did.
Shibuya is also home to one of the busiest railway stations in the world, Shibuya Station.
Where's the
And that's exactly where we need to go to catch our train back to our Airbnb.
So we're here at Shibuya Station, one of the many entrances. And we are trying to figure out where the elevator is because we have a stroller. So there's some construction happening around the station, which is probably not helping in our quest to find the elevator. So we are still hunting for this elevator. It's feeling like a wild goose chase, and doing it while in a place with a foreign language and with two kids. Luckily the kids are happy right now, because that would just add another layer of stress to everything. But okay, oh finally, there we go. Elevator sign. We think we found it. Okay, that wasn't easy, but we think we made it to the first train. There's another one.
待機間もなく発車いたします。ご乗車いただきましてお待ちください。
Yeah, the same, yeah.
We started the next morning off not with coffee, but with noodles.
Very good noodles, whatever they are. We need to take a picture on the outside to remember them.
So that was really, really good. I guess that was called abura soba, and we were expecting soba, but it was definitely not soba noodles. It was more like a ramen style noodle.
Yeah, it was a wheat noodle.
But it was so good.
Yeah, it was kind of like, at least the kind we had, was similar to a carbonara with a raw egg and parmesan and butter, but it also had fish egg and some other Asian flavors. So it was just superb in the end.
Very good. Only $10.
Yeah, and I want to make it at home.
Well. So because we spent most of yesterday out in other neighborhoods. We're gonna spend at least the morning or the first half of today here in Nakano City, which is actually where we're staying. And so we've done everything on foot so far. Got our noodles, tried to do some shopping, but a lot of the stores are still closed. So we're coming over to the city park, the Central Park, to hopefully find a playground or somewhere where Julian can run around. And it is nice and sunny today, not a cloud in the sky. It's actually probably gonna get a little too hot for my taste today. All right, found a playground. It is not really in Central Park, it's actually off of Central Park. Bring him to a playground, all he wants is dirt. So we ended up in this area called the Proud City Asagaya Forest. Looks like a brand new development, largely residential. But yes, the landscaping here is really incredible. They did a really good job planting all these plants here. It's very green. Yeah, so this walking slash biking path, a lot of people are biking too. Looks like there's a river down there, and still so green. Look at these trees.
I like grass so much.
You know, that was your first word, was grass. One day you just said grass. Pudding. Nave.
Pudding.
Nave.
After a short walk, we ended up at our target, a children's traffic park that Martin had discovered days earlier.
So this was our destination today, a really nice outdoor playground for Julian. But it's not just any playground, as you might be able to tell. Like, they do have the sand pit, they do have the swings, but there's like a train that they can play on. There's this really nice little climbing pit, and there's also over there, I don't want to film kids up close, but there's like kids that can rent bikes here for free, or things with wheels, and they can learn how to ride them in a safe driving course here, which is really nice. So there's a little bit of a drama because Julian has this balance bike that's wooden, and it's actually really cute, and he really, really loves it. The problem is he's outgrown it and really needs a new one, but he's showing a lot of resistance to that. He really does not want a new bicycle, and so he's making that point here too. He says, I don't want a new bicycle. But we're gonna see if we can get him on one, because I do think he wants to. A lot of times he says he doesn't want something when he actually does. So let's see if we can get him on a bike or something with wheels here. So basically this is like a little replica of like a real city with all these lights and traffic rules here. So the idea is that kids can rent bikes or things with wheels, and they learn how to ride properly in a city environment. He just ran by me, so I'm gonna guess that he's not gonna want to try the bike. So we're spending the bulk of this afternoon here at this park for Julian, and now that he's awake, Leo as well. Just to give them some time and some space to stretch out and play. You know, travel is hard on all of us, and so, especially with little kids, it's, I think, important to give them time and space to do things that are fun and important to them. So it's not just, you know, all about us and what we want to do as adults, but it's important to do that for the kids too, so that they don't, you know, really hate travel, or they're able to still maintain some of their normal routine in terms of playing and being outside while being in a different environment. So that's something that we try to do on all of our trips, and also why we're trying to pick destinations that have these slower paced areas where we can just, you know, go for a couple of hours and let the kids run around and, you know, feel safe about it, and also be in a good environment for all of us adults as we sit around and, you know, keep an eye on them. And so I think this is a good area for today because it's working out for even the wee little one here. This is not an optimal place for him, but, you know, it's better than nothing. We found a place that kind of works for him right now because he's in the cruising stage and crawling stage. He really wants to be active and move around, so we're giving him some time and some space to do that.
You gonna stand up? You gonna stand up? You're drooling a lot. You're drooling.
We ended the day at Nakano Broadway, one of the prime attractions in Nakano City. It's a shopping complex for collectors, mainly of anime and manga,
I don't know what that is, to be honest.
which we admittedly don't know much about.
That's a red one. That's a red one.
So we're exploring the store. I think it's called Mandarake or something, and I don't truly understand it because I'm not into the culture. But what I'm seeing is the prices are very high, so I'm guessing it's collectible items. If you look at this stuff, 800,000 yen for that robot, and so on. I think they're vintage collectibles to justify the price like that. You have 3 little pigs over here, 44,000 yen. I think that's about $300.
And I found these too.
Here, 100,000 for this old Astro Boy. Yeah, so it's for collectors to justify this kind of pricing. Very expensive train models here, 600,000 yen.
Models, 2 more train models.
They look like fine replicas or something like
There's
that.
another train model. Another train.
24,000 for that one.
There's another.
3,000 yen for the bus, that's most affordable.
Coming up in the next episode, we start off in the heart of Tokyo with a visit to Ginza and Tokyo Tower. Then we head off the beaten path to explore one of the city's largest national parks. From there, the adventure continues with stops in Odaiba, Kamakura, Ito, and Atami, as we leave the city behind and see a whole new side of Japan.